Spiderman Spoilercast that we're going to do here. So Spider-Man on PS4, David and I have beat it, finished the campaign.
Spidercast.
The Spidercast. I don't like that. I'll be honest with you. So we're going to talk about all the story spoilers and stuff like that, as well as like some just general gameplay thoughts and stuff like that in Spider-Man. So if you have not beat the game, turn back now. So what did you think, man? What did you think? He's Venom.
The game? Henry's Venom?
Yeah.
Probably. Isn't Venom not a person, but an idea? It's like a parasite.
No, there's a dude. I mean, yeah, the I'm not 100% like completely well versed on it.
I read up on it, and Henry isn't he usually the Hobgoblin?
Yeah, he's usually like the second Green Goblin after Spider-Man kills his dad.
When Norman walked in and all the green was on him.
The symbiote is what the Venom
I thought it was alluding to Norman becoming Green Goblin, which they.
I think they are doing that.
They did have a nod to it with the mask.
Yeah, the mask
in his apartment.
Yeah, he's for sure that's gonna be the main antagonist next game, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Fucking Green.
They're doing another game, right? I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
110.
for sure. 100%. Okay.
If they aren't,
cool.
anything.
Yeah.
Because they will. But dude, the Green Goblin design from Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire film, very good design. Actually, like, we were talking about it, maybe those movies didn't age that well, but I think the designs from them were the best villain designs in the Spider-Man universe so far. Like, Doc Ock and, like,
Doc Ock is cool.
Incredible. Like, Green Goblin, the suit, really good.
It's really cheesy.
No, it's not. It's like a nice, like, muted green. It's like a matte green, and then the eyes are, like, really, like, striking.
I don't know. It looks like I don't know. I don't think it looks that
What's
great.
cheesy is Scorpion's design in this game.
Scorpion. Yeah, his is a little cheesy.
He's like dumb looking, and then like there was a couple. Like Tombstone looks really good.
Tombstone looks awesome.
You go from like something like Tombstone to like Scorpion.
Scorpion is the only one I would say. Like I don't even think Scorpion looks
Vulture
that bad.
looks cheesy.
No, Vulture looks cool. Electro looks cool.
It's like the bright colors. Like sometimes they get away from them, and then sometimes they like lean way into it. And I'm just like Dr. Octavius' perfect design in this.
Yeah, perfect.
Amazing.
And so just from a story point of view, the way they built him up was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was such a slow burn that I thought for sure that he was going to come in the second game.
Yeah.
And be like the main, because I mean that's what you would assume, right?
Yeah.
That's like and then you'd have Mr. Negative be the main bad guy, and then have a few here and there. But no, he was like the kingpin of it all. Mm-hmm. Not to make a kingpin reference. So the very ending, definitely some cliffhangers there. Definitely building up to a sequel, which I think we can expect very reasonably. But before that, when you wrap things up with Otto, the last fight in the game. Well, let's go back because we're going to talk about probably second, third act.
All right, so let's do. All right, so the first act, they introduced Mary Jane. I'm trying to think of everything we talked about last week. So they introduced Mary Jane. I thought she was like a good character. Yeah. But some of her missions were like a little like.
Dude, every stealth mission in the game brought it down like another 1/10 of a point for me. I was like, fuck this.
No, I didn't think. I thought all of. So then they add. We already knew this, but Miles Morales. I thought all of his sucked really bad. I thought the later ones with MJ after she gets like the taser.
Yeah.
And like the Grand Central Station one in particular, where she's
that
like.
That one should have been the only one
that should have been how they all worked.
Yeah.
Like I thought that would have been a lot better, but I thought she was really good. I thought the Stan Lee cameo was cute.
It was really funny actually. I was like, God fucking damn it, Stan Lee.
I thought that was really cute.
What are you doing here?
And then he's rendered like crazy.
I know,
that was like really weird.
Who spent a lot of time on this?
Somebody clearly for him to be in there for like 5 seconds.
Said you two always were my favorites.
Yeah,
that's cute. Bless his heart.
Then going forward, I thought the whole Peter's relationship I thought with Aunt May was really good.
Yeah, well, see, it was good because is she typically this feast thing is not.
That's like not a canon, like I'm not like the Spider-Man expert.
I'm not at all.
But like I don't know if that's like a crazy like known thing.
She's played very well in this. She's given like real agency, and I think that it suits her character for what she's been through and her position in the community very well. And it also serves to build Merton Lee's character up really well as well because obviously his whole thing is like the juxtaposition, yin yang, positive, negative. Yeah. Like extremes, but him and Aunt May's relationship it's not presented a whole lot, but what's there feels like it has a lot of history. Yeah, and like it's very deep, but you're not seeing it all.
Yeah, I like. And generally, I think they do that like with the whole like the way they handle like Uncle Ben's death and stuff like that, where they make vague references to it. And there's a trophy. It's not really a spoiler. I mean, we're doing a spoiler.
You can go see his.
Yeah, you
grave.
can go see his grave or whatever, and like he goes there and he's like, "I'm doing this a lot for you, man. You're always on my mind." But like they don't make it overbearing. Where like, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought the fact that it is 8 years into him being Spider-Man and like
they don't do an origin thing.
Yeah,
which would have been so tired.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Like the world has been here. It's like Red Dead Redemption. Like everything's been in motion. You're just kind of picking up where whatever happened.
That's a good comparison.
Like, yeah, so, like, him and Aunt May aren't given a whole lot of screen time, but it doesn't really matter because of how they're written and how their roles just kind of intertwine so naturally. So, Miles Morales, I didn't actually know was in this game when I started.
Oh, you didn't?
Had no idea.
He was, like, in, like, an E3 trailer.
And I was like, maybe I forgot. I was like, Miles Morales, I know that name. I looked it up, and it's like, it's Spider-Man. I was like, oh, yeah. Peter Parker's not the only Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When they did the thing with MJ getting the spiders on her, I was like, is she gonna be Spider-Woman?
That would have been pretty cool.
Like, I thought for real they were gonna. I was like, that's like bold if they do that. But no, of course it goes and bites Miles. But I was like, that would have been cool. But it was it was like such a good way to like justify that. Like, look, this is how it happens, and like it makes total sense.
Completely subtle though. It's not like beating you over the head.
Yeah, it's not like, hey,
like you don't have to do a flashback. I thought that was a little like pacing problem every now and then where it'd be like, whoa, MJ, how are you here?
Oh my god.
Well, let me tell you. And then
dude,
like
literally,
15 minutes ago.
Talk about pacing. I hate bringing this up because it's such a like tired criticism of things, and it's one of my most tired pacing and development. But pacing in this is sometimes completely fucked because you're going off of like a high of like a boss fight, and then you go to a yellow like main story mission marker, and all it is either a cutscene or a stealth mission. And I was just like, I'm so tired of going to these what I'm expecting to be big set piece moments, and them just being walking around tables knocking stuff over to distract guards. Like it was so just rote, and I was over it by the first act. So when they kept coming long and strong in the second and third, I was like, man, this is dragging. The game felt a little long on the last act, and maybe that was just me exploring and them just adding a lot more to do. But the Sable stuff, like,
I also thought Silver Sable was like kind of like
she was like very underdeveloped.
Yeah,
she was
the one character like you were shitting on Vulture a little bit. Like those characters, I didn't expect them to be like super well thought out because they're only like
no. I was just talking designs.
Okay. Well,
but her character, it's like somebody flipped a Spider-Man switch in her brain, and she was like, "I like you now, I'm out." And I was like, "What the hell?" Yeah. I never knew. Is she a good guy typically in the?
I'm not exactly.
I don't know anything
sure.
about.
I think she's like a very anti-hero,
like Catwoman or something.
Yeah.
Like I was like. What did I thought I missed something.
Speaking of Catwoman, the Black Cat stuff was pretty cool.
I didn't like it that much.
I really like that.
I thought it was like the missions, but like her dialogue was very cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought from a story perspective.
Right. But
the missions itself is like taking a picture.
It's like
I'm saying like the story, like it comes through. You go to that bunker where there's like trillions of dollars worth of shit, and it's like she only did it to get her fucking. Yeah. And, like I thought that was.
It was
awesome.
really neat. No, her character was pretty well done. Yeah, Sable just like. Give her some like screen time. She was cool when she was there, but it was like over in 5 minutes.
I don't know, you know what she felt like to me? She felt like fucking in Metal Gear 5. She felt like
Quiet?
No, not Quiet. Fucking what's his name? Troy Baker's character. Revolver Ocelot. Okay. Like every time, like she would come in like flip two guns and like.
No, she's great, but her mood change was so
it was a little underdeveloped.
It should have been a little like maybe like 5 more minutes even.
But we didn't get into this last week. You didn't love all the Sable stuff basically.
The Sable guys are like fine to fight. My main complaint with the game is that the enemy variety is like
sparse.
Is like disguised. Like you think you're fighting new enemies, but they're just the same guys, but they look different. And the Sable ones suffer most from this because the game basically says your gadgets don't work on these guys. They have armor. You have to break their armor off. Which, as soon as I learned that you take their stun batons and hit them with it, it pops off. Yeah. I was like rolling. But before then, I was like, this sucks because I can't use my abilities that I've worked so hard to upgrade. And all I can do is punch them into walls and hope that their armor pops off. And I'm getting sniped every 3 seconds by everyone has guns. In the third act, everyone has a gun. And everyone is shooting at you constantly, and you're just like floundering, just spamming that circle button. And I was like, this is not the cool combat that I have enjoyed in the first 2 acts. This is like something. It felt like it felt like the most frustrating parts of Prototype, where it was like you're kind of cheesing it. You're just in the air a lot, dodging, pulling things, and I didn't feel like I was earning the wins. I just felt like I was surviving, and it just went from feeling really powerful, but also like I was getting hit sometimes, to just floundering, trying not to get murdered. And the Sable guys just, I thought, were not fun to fight.
So until I got to the Sable guys, I wasn't using the gadgets near as much as I
really
did. Like,
I totally was.
Like, I mean, I used them every now and then, but like I didn't.
It was a conscious thought.
But like once I got to the Sable guys, and I would like, so like the way I went about it and the way I thought of it is like they're forcing me to use like way more of my arsenal. Like before I got to Sable guys, I was never using the electric spider shoot thing.
Yeah.
And before that, I wasn't really like focused on getting the perfect dodges, because when you get the perfect dodge, you get, I don't know if you unlocked it, you probably did.
Yeah.
You get the like the triangle pops up and you can do a one hit takedown.
Yeah, focus me.
So like I was like really focused on getting the perfect dodges, like to the end. By the end of the game, I was like a master of the combat.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt like super good about it, and like I don't know, like I
like, it's fine because it does make the game harder in a fair way.
I think it did.
But it was overwhelming how fast it shifted to that. It was like no Sable boys, and then all of a sudden the whole city is basically Sable boys, and I was like, oh, I gotta adapt quick. And I just, for like an hour or two, I was like frustrated as hell, because in the last act there's snipers on like every rooftop.
Yeah.
So you're just swinging around.
But that was the other thing, is like I feel like towards the end of the game, the more you unlock gadgets, and the more like you get the one power where if somebody sees you, you can click it real quick, and then they don't report you to anything.
Yeah, I just
like,
wasn't.
I thought the stealth got a lot better, so I was able to take out all those towers.
I wasn't really experimenting too much with the suit powers. I just wanted to stick to like my, what did I use? I used Spider Bro a lot. That's a really good ability.
Which one is that?
It's the little guy that like floats around, just
I literally
decimate.
never used that one.
Wipes a whole squad. It's insane. I really liked him, and I like the iron limbs, like the iron.
Oh yeah, we
spider
become
limbs.
basically Doc Ock or whatever.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay. So once I got the hang of fighting Sable guys, it wasn't as much of a problem. I do feel like it relies too heavily on range in the late game, like guns and stuff. It just got a little tired.
Well, even that, like I thought there was a power for everything. Like you could pull people's guns and like fling them at them.
Yeah, no.
And like when people start shooting a bunch of rockets at you, you can pick rockets out of the air and fling it back at them.
It's just, there's solutions to all of it, but it's also just less satisfying to deal with like a gun guy than like a shield guy.
I just, in my opinion, like the way like God of War, like I got into 3 combos that I really like nailed down, you know?
Yeah.
And then I kind of hunkered down from there, and those were my combos, and I used those.
Okay.
Whereas in this, I like kind of felt more so like I was constantly flexing my muscles to where, and not that God of War was like a bad combat by any means at all.
I think God of War did it well, but this probably forces your hand a little more, which is good, but the Sable guys kind of limit your freedom of options until you pop that armor off, because you're stuck either zapping them, sticking them to a wall, or kick them into a wall, and that's really all. You can't web them, you can't sling them.
Well, you can do the what's it called on them, the like when they throw like the red bomb at you. And,
oh well, yeah, of course that's like really effective, but you can't rely on it.
Yeah.
But it does make it harder.
And you can do the what's it called? The like you throw out the spider drone or whatever. That works.
Yeah, these are nitpicks. I mean, I liked the game all the way to the end. The third act, just like in the open world, was not my favorite. But the story got a lot better, I thought, in the third act. It picked up a lot of steam. So we can talk about, let's talk about the sort of leading up to the finale, the prison break and all that.
The prison break was awesome.
Prison break was really well done.
That whole level was cool. I wish they wouldn't have spoiled it. I mean, they didn't spoil it in E3, but like, I don't know, like, I wish I didn't know I was going to do that, because it was really cool.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because, like, I did all the landmark pictures at the very beginning, and, like, I took a picture of, like, oh, that's where that E3 thing is. I'm going there at some point.
Raft,
like,
yeah. But,
Raft,
Doc Ock coming up at the end there was like, whoa, that's fucking nuts. Like, you knew it was going to be him. I mean, you knew he was going to be there eventually, but he just went, and he went off the deep end, and it was great. That was really...
There's a really good moment, well, I guess it's in the final fight with him, where he, like, when he tells you he knows you're Peter Parker, where he, like, you sense a change in Peter, to where he's like, at first he was like, Doc, stop, man, I know the shit's fucking with your head.
Yeah.
And to where, like, oh, he knew this whole time, like, he betrayed me, not just from a neurological thing, but, like, from a friendship, like, mentorship, and, like, you see that, like, facade or like wall that he's built up trying to protect him, like in his own mind, like, and it's really like, I thought that was really,
I thought it was really funny because like I really like those like mask reveal type moments in Super, because everyone likes that. It's like I have a secret. But the two in this one are Doc Ock.
And the Aunt May.
And then Aunt May, when she's on her deathbed, just tore me up. Yeah, she's like, "Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew." Yeah. I just started crying. I was like, I just lost my shit because I'm very emotional. Yeah. And I was just like, that is just so impactful. Really and she, because Aunt May's not an idiot, and she sees Peter and what he stands for.
Yeah, she's like, how? He's like, how you knew? And she's like, I've known for
like, I'm not stupid.
Time.
Like, it was a really good moment.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, and then you talked about, well, you get there's like a virus that Doc Ock leaks that Norman Osborn had made in an attempt to cure Henry of his debilitating
disease
genetic disease. And he's got the last vial of like antidote that he got from Doc Ock, which I guess we can talk about that fight. That fight was incredible.
Oh, on the rooftop fight where it's like that fight took me a second, but it was pretty good.
It was a little like I knew to just shoot his legs and stuff.
I fucked up. I would get to the where he shocked the floor, and I didn't realize you were supposed to throw a thing back at him.
Oh yeah.
And I was dropping to the floor. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do right here?
Oh yeah.
It fucked me up like twice.
I like doing it all in one take felt really good. I was like, I got that. I got into a zen and I just kicked his ass. And then the part where you're on the side of the building and they're just
that's awesome too.
So fucking good. His little dialogue with Octavius at the very end when he's on the table was really good. I didn't really understand Peter's intent when the last thing he said was like do what you think is right or something. And I didn't really get what he meant by that. I was like, he's not really doing anything. He's going to prison. Yeah. But obviously it was just his way of being like, I'm not having a part of this. Like, you had your chance. But I thought that was very good, and it's a very sympathetic villain because
I thought it was like kind of like juxtaposed to like the whole game. Whenever Doc Ock says anything, like Peter's like giddy to like help him like whatever it is, and like finally like in his last like not plea, kind of plea. Yeah. He kind of she's like, oh no, the wool is pulled from my eyes. You're no longer this like.
I was waiting for a Peter to be like, okay, I'll help you, and then him to like fucking stab him in the back or something.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't.
It didn't do that, so you don't really know if that was his intention or if he really was being genuine.
No, I feel like that was definitely his intention.
Yeah.
Because you see it at the end when he goes to the raft or whatever, like they show his face and he's like, but I want to get my, like his face like conveys like that. I need to fuck this up. Like, it's not, his face isn't one of like, I fucked up. His face is one of like, I will get my revenge, in my opinion.
But anyway, the last scene, you've got the serum, and he kind of like, basically the doctor or the scientist is like, we can either make more antidotes with that one, or you can just use it
and kill and save Ant-Man.
And obviously Spider-Man's not gonna like kill a bunch of people to save his aunt.
He's not killing them. He's just letting people die.
Basically killing them,
I guess.
But he like and she's
he's
like,
not Joel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought he was gonna have a Joel. I was like, this is a Joel moment right here.
I thought it was. Well, I'm glad they didn't let you pick. I would have been fucking pissed if they let you pick. But
how would you have justified?
Oh my god! Like I would have been like I would have just been. That would have been.
What would you have done?
If they had let me pick, I probably would have saved her. To be totally honest,
no, I wouldn't have.
Because I don't care about the other.
So un-Spider-Man.
That wouldn't have been. I know. Like I would have said. I hate when games like don't have a choice the whole game and then the last moment.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking annoying. But anyway, where he goes to do it for a second and then he pulls himself back.
Yeah, really just a really good moment. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was fucked anyway. What if he'd done it and then she
still dies?
Like, no, fuck. No, it was like really good.
And also, like, I mean, like stepping back a little bit, like they have this thing that like the one guy keeps on him at all times. I can't remember his name, whatever it is.
Oh, the
guy that made it. Of the Devil's Breath. Yeah, that they know it's like the worst thing in the world. It's gonna kill people. And then, like, why didn't they make an anti-serum before that? It took them, like, 2 hours to make it. like from a plot.
They're like, we don't need it right now.
It's a little bit of a...
Yeah, I guess. Stretch. Well, okay, but at the same time... Well, did they start developing the anti-serum after it got out?
Yeah.
Oh.
It took them, like, 30 minutes to make it.
Well, not literal 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but, like... in
days or weeks.
But, like, they've been developing this for 8 fucking years or whatever it is. But my biggest complaint is I hated all the Miles missions, to be totally fair. Like I thought even when he gets his like,
but worse.
even when he gets his like hacking thing, it's still not that great. Like I just felt like you didn't have too much agency over it, just generally. Like it was very like I think they said it in Kind of Funny or Giant Bomb's review of it. It was like the worst parts of walking simulators, like in my opinion.
What do you mean by that?
Where they would just like everything you're doing like in the mission is like predetermined to like advance the story, and it's like you're just going through the motions. Like there's nothing, you're not learning anything about any of these characters. It's not like you're not even getting like a story beat out of it. You're just going to like, all right, I'm gonna get this medicine. I got the medicine. Like that's all it is. Yeah. Like you're not doing any. It's not like you're learning something. Like whereas with MJ, I think at some parts you like learn that like when she has the big fight with Peter, it's like let me fucking do something myself. Quit trying to make me a baby. Yeah. Which like going back to Spider-Man 2, it's like literally the opposite of that. But anyway, like I thought that hers were better in my opinion than Miles. Yeah. Miles kind of sucked. Also, fucking Jefferson Davis or whatever, which didn't understand that was a Spider-Man character. I was like, weird name choice.
Who is that? I don't even...
The president of the Confederacy during their Civil War.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why that?
I don't know. That's his name. That's his name in like traditional Spider-Man canon though. But I thought he was really cool, and when he died, I thought that was actually like they built him up enough to where I cared about his death.
Is he just Miles Morales' dad?
I don't think he's always Miles Morales' dad, but in this
is like this whole wishy-washy Spider-Man.
I mean, that's how like all comics.
I know
are,
it's just so hard to keep track of.
But I thought they built him up really well.
Yeah, he was a goofball, like for sure. He was.
Yeah, but like that whole mission where I thought they were just like making me like meet this like cop, no name cop. Well, I remembered his name because it was like that.
Right.
But like I thought, and I'm like, oh, he's cute. But it's not gonna be that big a deal. But like they built it up in a way that I felt organic.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was gonna be just like a one-off.
Yeah.
But no, nothing felt. It was all very deliberate.
We haven't talked about it at all. Fucking Yuri. The like person, your inside guy at the girl at the thing. I thought their whole back and forth was fucking awesome. I thought everything they do was really cool.
She was cool. I just kind of
really good character.
I don't know. I didn't really notice her that much. I guess, which is
I thought she was like she was like a better version of not Batgirl. What's her name? Oracle from Batman.
Oh,
maybe not better version, but like
their banter was really funny.
Yeah, I thought like he does the whole Spider Cop thing or whatever. That's cute.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the story totally great. I didn't really have any problems with it other than maybe too much like MJ and Miles, but that's not even really story. That's just like gameplay. But the story, delivered. I thought Mr. Negative, I thought was good.
That's my. Like, I thought he kind of went out like a pussy.
I mean, yeah,
his
but
fight
also, like,
compared to Doc Ock's fight was trash.
No, I thought it was good.
Like even compared to the like not trash is a hard word. I just didn't think it was as good. I thought his fight was like on the level of the Scorpion fight or the Rhino fight.
No,
I thought it was like on the similar level.
I thought it was right.
And for him to be such a built-up character, I thought it was a little boring.
No, I thought it was good because the spectacle of it was awesome. I got hit by him way more than I got hit by Doc Ock. His attacks were like.
His were real easy. You just did the spider web on all the like zombies or whatever that come at you or whatever.
Yeah, but like his big like. Waves were always different. You had to like watch what he was doing. I thought it was a good fight. I don't know.
I didn't. Oh, what did you think of the train thing? The Spider-Man 2 reference?
Spider-Man 2 reference. That was really good.
Like, fuck, that worked last time. Yeah. It was like fuck, but
that was really good. Yeah. They like held back on the blood the whole game, and then the very end he gets a fucking Doc Ock spike through his chest, and it's like
it's like that. Jesus. And when Aunt May like coughs up, she like coughs up like a gallon of blood on that handkerchief.
What is this rated T?
Yeah, it's rated T.
That's as much blood as they were allowed.
Well, I think
you
it's
get
like
1 liter for the whole game.
But yeah, no. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic game. I don't think any
shirtless Spider-Man.
Shirtless Spider-Man.
Good cameo.
That was funny.
It was funny. Yeah, the Halloween party.
Oh, speaking of the Halloween party, was good. What suit did you use? You just use plain Jane suit the whole time? Or?
No, I was at that part. I was in Fear Itself.
Which one is that?
Blue one with like the big
that one's
quad damage goggles.
I played it pretty much like on the.
I did, and some cutscenes it stayed, and some cutscenes it didn't.
Oh really?
Like yeah, some of the cutscenes I was still in my like goofy suit if I was wearing one.
Oh, interesting.
But in the very end of the game where like it gets damaged and shit, it like changed. I was like, what if I were in my like white skull suit right now? That would look ridiculous. The white skull suit
where you're fucking Nicolas Cage from Ghost Rider. Or
I like that suit. When I'm exploring, I use either the vintage comic book suit.
The vintage comic books is the best one. It's so cool looking.
I like that one.
The juxtaposition.
Or the fuck. I like the Iron Spider suit.
The Iron Spider one's cool.
And I really like the Last Stand suit. The leather jacket with like the fucking jeans.
Oh yeah, that one's really cool.
That one is like my fucking like.
The one from Homecoming I thought was cute, where the like it's the like homemade one. I also really like the Stark Industries like Mark whatever the fuck suit. That one's cool too.
The Homecoming one, the little backpack ones, with the little goggles.
Yeah, with the goggles. I like that one's cute.
I wore that one.
You haven't got the last suit, right? because you need 100% everything.
No, what is it? You can just tell me.
Okay, it's him in like in his underwear or whatever.
Oh really?
And the power for it is like everything is a 1-hit kill.
Oh right.
But if you get 1 hit, you die.
Oh, he's just got his mask and his
yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, it's like when that was my biggest problem about the Venom thing, was that it literally just became like a Scarecrow fight where it was like none of it mattered and you're like flying through. I thought that was like the weakest part of
Venom. You mean Scorpion?
Or yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah, that part felt very
like tacked
dated.
on. That did, yeah.
It didn't feel like a game that came out like today.
Where you're like when you're web swinging through and like
Yeah.
the surface. I don't know that one.
It looked cheesy.
I thought the cool I hated the. I didn't hate anything in this game.
Yeah.
I didn't like. I don't know. I might have hated the Miles stuff a little bit. I didn't like the what do you call him? Skill Master or whatever his fucking name is. Taskmaster. I thought some of those were some of the bombs ones were cool. The stealth ones I thought were cool.
I liked the drones.
I hated the drones.
I hated the stealth.
The drones ones were my least favorite.
There's always like a perch right by the thing.
Oh, I hated them so much.
I'm so good at the web swinging though.
I was like pretty okay at it, but like I hated them.
There was one where you had to go under some bridges though. And
I like the stealth one a lot, which I know
you
helped. I by the end of the game I was like stealthing the fuck out of people.
I need to
did you ever get it where you're on a base? Like, because you know they have waves or whatever.
You do the whole first wave.
You do the whole first wave.
Yeah, I've done.
Okay.
It's tedious. I usually stop.
Oh no, I did it for every single one after I could do it. Oh dude, the one power where you can, it's like shoots a line, you pop that at somebody and it hooks somebody else, and then you.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that would work on.
Yeah, if you shoot it at somebody and they look at somebody else, it like gets them both.
Huh?
And
There's a trophy
awesome.
for doing
that. There's a trophy for doing it so many times.
I need to do that. So how tedious is it going to be for me to go do completionist after that?
I didn't think it was at all.
The crimes seem like they're
did they spawn at like
the fucking worst. Though.
They spawn at like reasonable like you. I think when I was following a guide, they spawn every time you swing like 300 meters or more.
After you do
everything, they spawn you swing 300 meters, another one spawns.
But if I have all of the crimes, but
they never duplicate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I have all but the thug crimes, only
the thug ones will come.
Ah.
Yeah. So they did that really well.
So you just keep doing them until you're done.
Yep. Basically.
All right. Cool.
You never have to do one more than what.
All right. I was super worried about having
also
find the right ones.
I mean, for that stuff you can like listen to a podcast and do it. Is what I did.
Yeah.
So it's really nice like that. But yeah, that was So yeah, every time if you do all the thug crimes and the demon crimes, like only Sable crimes and
the only other thing that I can think of that's going to be tedious are the research stations, which I didn't finish.
That was a tweet I saw that's like, Oscorp spends billions of dollars putting research stations on top of buildings in New York, and all the passwords are 1, 2, 3, 4, which is pretty good.
That's right.
But those aren't that bad.
No, I'm almost done with them. I just didn't finish them, so I need to. I'll probably go swing.
Yeah, go fucking huff some paint or whatever he does. Like he's swinging through the gas.
Yeah, he's like, like, well, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
But no, the game's fantastic. I have no problems with the story. I'm really excited for the sequel. I feel like they could just use the map again, right? Like,
yeah,
you could just fucking leave it how
it
it is.
Invent like some like cool like have me go to the Museum of Modern Art or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we went to Grand Central.
Yeah.
Have me go to like another.
I see no reason for a game like this, as good as it looks. They could pump out a sequel in like 2 years and just make it really good, and just keep all the assets. Like, I would have no problem with that.
Wouldn't bother me at all.
Majora's Mask that shit, dude. Like seriously, it's cool. There's no reason to build up because when the map is literally just fucking New York. Why would you bother changing it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
And I wonder why
he doesn't need to go to London like he's like in the new. I mean, not spoilers for the Spider-Man movie that's not out yet. That's supposed to take place in London. Like he doesn't need to do all that.
The new
Far Away from Home or whatever.
The
newest the next MCU Spider-Man movie is supposed to be in London. But yeah, I thought it was fucking fantastic. It's like up there for my game of the year for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely top 3 for me.
It's
very good.
Sony exclusive still like fucking
killing it.
It's like absurd.
Come on, Xbox.
So yeah.
Nintendo, where's your exclusives this year?
Smash coming. Don't worry about it.
All right.
So this has been the Spider-Man PS4 Spoilercast, and back to you.